to another episode of Artco Drone Solutions, and we are here with a fantastic guest, Bill Thomas. All right, take it away, Bill.
Hey, thank you very much for having me on, Art. I was trying to type in. I'd noticed that one of your viewers, Joseph Erickson, was talking about being in Portland, Oregon, and I was trying to answer him back and let him know that he was like, "You live 3 hours ahead of me," and I'm like, "No, I actually live in Washington State, and I live probably about 3 hours just north of him on I-5." So
Right.
that was what I was, and I was typing it in right when we were going live, and I was like,
I,
"Oops, I wasn't paying attention."
I, I was watching that. Yeah.
I always do something strange and unusual to open a show, apparently. So I guess I do it gimmicky on your show too. Um, Something I just was happened to look at right before we were going live, and it's just kind of off the cuff that I noticed. I don't know if anybody has seen this locally in their local communities. It's called Mountain Dew Liberty Brew.
Oh,
It's 50 flavors in one. So I guess it's kind of like, showing unity and stuff. It was kind of
oh,
cool. The flavor is very unique. I wouldn't call it a blue raspberry. It's kind of different. Oh, I'm looking over at the chat and I can see you got a bunch of people have come in. Midwest Drones said
right.
hello to you, Art.
Yep.
Also, Blended Whiskey and Thomas. I hadn't seen Thomas in a while. Howdy, Thomas. What's going on? What's going on? I guess the big news, Art, is what are we going to see Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, on your show. That's
No,
right.
not my show. What's DJI going to release on
Oh,
Tuesday?
yes, that's right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I heard something about an Osmo rover. What is that all about?
That's see. I was thinking. I was actually wishful thinking that it was going to be more like the Spark 2, and I was
Okay.
really fingers crossed. But then Ash from Droning On, he slowed it down, and then he magnified some of the stuff, and he clarified a lot of the stuff so that you can actually see some cameras and some probably what looked like wheels. And his theory is that little flashing ring thing that we see is potentially the battery. But here's my thing. Yes, that would make sense to me if it's for a rover device like he's talking about or like people are implying. But what if they've somehow perfected lithium ion, like the little, kind of along these lines that we're used to from our old days that actually could hold a lengthy charge? I don't know. It would be cool. I would be dreaming. Who knows? Who knows? But
That would be awesome. To let the people know, you are the host of Coast to Coast Drones and Drone Therapy. Uh,
well,
tell tell us a little bit about those channels or shows that you have.
yeah. Okay. Coast to Coast Drones is kind of it's the name of my YouTube channel. It's the name of my Facebook group. And actually, Drone Therapy is a show that I host a lot of times on Coast to Coast Drones every Wednesday night. That would be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're always open to get the biggest thing that I always try to preach and talk about is um, it's about how fun and how we release when we fly drones. And
Yeah.
even if we've had a horrible day, the boss was griping at you, or you had an argument with your significant other, or
Right.
something like that, and you just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't. And you get out there and you fire it up and you get her up in the air, and it's like everything melts away in
Yeah.
no time.
You
And go
you
for it.
are
Tell me what you. I
so
mean,
right. You are so right. I got up early this morning to take out my Mavic Air, and thank you, drone community and folks like you, for uh, giving me an awesome drone like that. I got up to get the sunrise here in Westminster, Colorado, which is a suburb of Denver. And it was a little cloudy, but you know what? Got some awesome video. All I did is I popped up there about 250 feet, Uh, got some video just straight out over the horizon and did that for about 15 minutes and pretty much used up all my battery life. And so I really got a chance to test out how long the battery lasts on that drone, and it turned out pretty nice. And hopefully tonight after the show, I will edit it and upload it to my channel.
Well, that's fair. That's very. What kind of software do you use when you edit your videos?
I use Filmora.
Ah, very cool. I like that because you can. The fact that is you can plug stuff in here and there, and kind of come up with something. Yeah, that's kind of neat. That's kind of cool. I bit the bullet and went back and started playing around with Adobe again. So we'll see what I love Hit Film. They actually have a free version out, Hit Film Express.
Right.
You know, you can buy add-on packs and stuff for it. I love it. You know, but they had a $29.99 deal going on with Adobe for everything for a year per month, and I had to jump on it. So yeah, I fell off the end.
I see.
So somebody be busting on me here before too long going, I don't know, but those letters, I made like a little intro for drone therapy, just kind of like a revolving around 3D letters, and somebody went, that doesn't look like Hit Film to me. And I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah,
because I'm always,
you know, there's always a sour break there.
Well, that's I'm glad you rolled us back to that. That's another thing about that. We keep losing sight of that. I'm not here to steal anybody's thunder. I'm here to hold everybody up. And my biggest thing is all I want to do is keep our space in the air so that we can all have that release like you were talking about.
Right.
Because I'm just afraid if we get too many, you know, shoot from the hip cowboys out there and too many of them that are telling us, oh, those rules don't mean anything. Just keep on flying like you were. That we're going to end up making it easier for the bigger corporations just to go, we need them out of the sky completely.
Right.
You know, and like just like you were saying, Art, what it's special for us to be able to go out there and fire up that drone and get it up in the air and start looking at those pictures and pan to the left and pan to the right, take a couple of pictures here and there, bring it back down just like you're talking about, and put it in the computer and edit it and share it with everybody. And it makes you feel incredible. I mean, you know, that's why I love and created drone therapy, because that's what it's about. Like, you've had the worst day of your life. So what's you don't want to turn to going to some kind of alcohol or something like that. You just want to turn to something that just makes you feel good by just doing it. So you put the drone in the air, and 15 minutes later, everything's gone. You feel great. That's where drone therapy came from. And so anybody that's watching your show right now that's interested in coming on and you know, showing their stuff, and I always will get on YouTube myself and try to look for new talent, because I think that's the future of drones is, you know, we've got so many channels that are kind of doing the same type of stuff. And we've got all kinds of other people that are emulating that kind of stuff. So I think the new people are the ones that are really showing us the way. And they're, like you're talking about, how everybody is all really connected. And it's even a tight-knit group. And like when somebody's really in need, like with your drones and stuff, that they came together and they helped you out, and you got a drone that you get to fly a lot. So, but then when it rolls back to coast drones, the way it came about was I just really got into drones and started watching Drone Worship. Dan Sampson over on his channel, Drone Worship. And I really wanted a Hubsan for a long, long time. And then so I got one of those cheap little ProMark drones when they first came out at Walmart. You know, and it had the little cheap camera on it that just kind of went up and down. And so I got one of those, and I got it up in the air, and, you know, it kind of wobbled around a little bit, and I didn't crash the first time. Thank goodness it had altitude hold. So I got it up in the air, and then I was looking at my phone, and I was like, oh wow, this is and I was calling my wife, baby, you're not gonna see this. She's looking at it, she's like, oh yeah, okay, it's good video, yeah, baby, yeah, got you having fun. How much did that drone cost? $150. Okay, no more. So the next thing you know, and I'm like, well, I've been talking to Dan. Dan's really cool. Dan tells me I really need to do this, and I really need to get in. And my wife's just going,
yeah, that's like a woman and a guy that's into golfing.
yeah.
Instead of golfing, it's drones. My two things, my stress relievers are drones and fishing. And fishing I've been doing for 40 plus years, and drones I've only been doing for about a couple years. And now that when I got my first real drone, which was a Phantom 3 Standard, and I thought, oh God, this is so easy. I mean, because of the GPS and the altitude hold, it just made everything much better.
Oh, I was looking, trying to catch up with some of the chat. There's a lot of people saying hey to you and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
Mikey B, see Mikey B saying hi to Mikey B.
Bill,
and he said that he's like, oh, I know who Drone Worship. I've never heard of him. So I think a lot of us kind of broke our teeth on drones with Drone Worship. So, and then Dan and I got really tight, and things go wrong, and that's the thing that I hate about what seems to happen in the background of the drone community, is people misunderstand each other, and so we get it seems like there's like all these little different alliances and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm not out. Yeah, I'm not out for anybody. I'm just out for drones.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way I am.
I'm just out for drones, man.
I go into as many drone shows like this, like Canadian Drone Hub. I started watching that several months ago. The first drone guy that I started watching was Ready Set Drone, Kelly Shore, and because he did a thing on modding a Bug 3, and I watched that, and then when I started watching Ken and he had Kelly on, I go, oh, I know that guy, yeah. And now I've had Kelly on my show a few weeks ago, and the people that I've been meeting along the way have just been awesome. I want to make a big shout out to Smoky Mountain Aerial for giving me this gift.
Ooh, he gave you an original Osmo, right?
It's not a guitar. I know it looks like a guitar.
Looks like an original Osmo.
It is a Zhiyun Smooth Q.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't even tried it yet, but yeah. And it's one of these guys.
Yeah, very cool. Those are good units too. That's a nice unit.
And you could put a cell phone on it, and I just got the adapter for GoPro.
Oh, cool.
So I am really stoked to try this bad boy out, because I do a lot of stuff with the GoPro, especially my fishing channel. I do a lot of GoPro stuff, and now I'm doing like really fancy stuff with multi-camera shoots, and I started experimenting that with the video that I made about me testing out some props outside my apartment, and that's the one that really went viral, so to speak, that got, and Master Screw.
I saw Master Air Screw.
Yep.
This is version 2. I just haven't made a video. I wasn't gonna,
Uh,
but I got the magenta ones. I want to see how they look on my drone.
all right, awesome.
But you still have to. There's a little card inside. You still have to make adjustments. They've just figured out how to actually squeeze a little bit more out of the Mavic Air. Something I threw a link up in your chat,
Right.
and that's the link to Spin Up this year. You were talking about Kelly Shores.
Right.
I also wanted to point out that you can get the original discounted price up until the end of this month, and then it goes up because it's a tier thing, and it goes up, I think, 2 more times after this. So if you really want to get in and you're planning on going, get in now while it's a lot cheaper. So, but let's see what else. Oh, yes. Your Midwest Drones was saying how many, you were talking about GoPro. I don't own a GoPro. I don't own a GoPro. I own one of these.
Oh, fancy
The action.
now.
No, just the Osmo Action, because it is. I wasn't gonna get one, and then we happened to be going to a water park, and my grandson actually asked, and I had nothing to do with it. He said, "Can we please get a waterproof camera that I can take and put under the water while we're at the water park?" And the light bulb went bling. And I was like, "Oh, grandson, I love you so much." And so basically, I got him. Hang on, let me grab this.
Okay.
He had the little floater that went on it,
Right.
so that he could go. He was going down because Kelly said, "Well, if you get a chance, go down one of the water slides." Well, they wouldn't. I didn't have like the chest gear.
Right.
And they said if I'd had that with me, I could have done that and went down the big slide. I know better, so if I go back the next time. But they wouldn't let me just do this because they said I needed both hands to hold on. So he could go down the little kiddie slide. So I've got some of him. Yeah, but the thing it seemed like he was fascinated that he could just shove it under the water. So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of underwater footage of people's kneecaps. But he had a blast, and I got like they have those big bucket drops,
right?
And so I got like one of the 120 frame per second slow mos of the bucket drop from like 3 different looks or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I made a little gadget to where I could film underwater, and you could see the little fishies and stuff, and that's on my other channel, Arts Place Fishing Channel, and so I've got some great videos there as well. So
I'm trying to find it. Arts Place
Fishing
Channel.
Yeah.
Just fishing?
Yes.
Maybe. Oh, there it is. Arts. You're right. Arts Place Fishing Channel. Link to come in just a split second.
All right. And I'm up to 105 subscribers on that. And that thing is starting to grow too, which is cool.
Very cool. Yes, you are 105 subscribers. You're actually doing better than me. One of these days. See, that's the thing, man. I would rather give people exposure than get to whatever limit that YouTube puts me at. The only thing that would suck is if they took live streaming away, and so then I'd have to go back and start making videos and stuff again. And all I'm trying to do is give people a platform to show themselves. Oh, and thank you for doing this. My friend Rulin Thiessen, you know Rulin?
Yeah, I know
Drone
Rulin.
TV.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody out there, if you're new to drones and stuff and you've just started putting up videos, he's kind of got Drone TV, which is a great place for you to go. You can tell him you would love to contribute. He'll add you to his list of contributors, and he'll run some of your videos throughout the time.
Cool.
But you notice he has to put different music on it because of the copyright infringements for different countries. So if you just happen to see your video and it doesn't sound like what you did, he's only doing that so that he can continue to broadcast. So it's not like, but it's a cool way because, like I said, his list is huge of the people who are contributing videos and stuff. And that's the good part of drones. Instead of hearing about fake news about drones hitting planes, or
Yeah.
fake news about drones almost hitting helicopters, or bridge dives with traffic all over the place, or flying over tulip fields when there's 450 people walking around underneath.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff that's going to make it easier for big business to stop our release.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm not trying to fault anybody on how they fly. Just me personally, I try my best, even though like right now it's killing me that I can't really do anything. So, because I'm kind of stuck. I have to drive either 10 miles that way or sit and wait for Atlantic to work. Hey, Art, talk to him for a minute. My wife's hollering at me.
All right, great.
What?
So I got this Zhiyun Smooth Q, which I want to thank Smoky Mountain Aerials for giving me that. I'm going to try that out this weekend. I'm really looking forward to using that. Thank you so much. And I really want to go to Spin Up, so I'm gonna figure out a way how to make that happen. I really want to meet all of you folks out there. And
sorry, Art.
Okay, Kazim Nazir is here, Midwest Drones, Build a Drone Reviewer, Parts and Tech. All right, cool. We got some different people from different. My volume's low. How's that?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly fine, Art. I was just listening to you and in awe of how you were working the crowd.
Okay, well, Build a Drone Reviewer says my volume is low, so maybe I'll what I'll do, go check my master. Maybe I got that. No, everything.
I don't know. I hear you. I hear you fine. Is everybody having issues with Art's volume?
Just Bill the Drone Reviewer. Bill H.
Hang on. Wait. 13 people watching.
Yep.
Now we have 13 likes. Sorry, I forgot.
Awesome.
If you haven't, go get your friends and get them in here and get some more people and let's have a drone party. Yeah. But anyway, this I like it. I still don't know enough about it. It's not meant for taking pictures. I have figured that out. You could pretty much have to set it up on like a tripod and do some kind of time thing with it, or a flat surface. But just for like point and click, it maybe I just don't understand it enough yet. For single shots, it's not going to do that much.
Yeah, I think you probably can do that with that. Maybe if you watch some other videos, wink wink, about how to use the Osmo Action, and maybe you'll learn all the features of your little toy that you just got there. That's what I did with the GoPro. I learned so much about how to use it, and I have a couple other what I call GoPro knockoffs that are cubed in shape. That are made by SJCAM that I use a lot. So now Bill, you live in Washington. You don't sound like you're from Washington. Where are you originally from?
The other side of the country, from Southwest Virginia, in the very town where Mountain Dew was actually formulated in the way it is now. Cool. Yeah, so there was a little shop in the town of Marion, Virginia. Props to Marion, Virginia. It was a place called Tip Cola. And they had purchased the original formula from a company that had gone bankrupt, and they were playing around with it, and then they threw in the orange juice and tried it again, and they were like, ooh, okay, this is pretty good. And they ended up sending it to selling it to Pepsi, and this is where it's at now. So, But yeah, and the thing about it is, I'm sorry, Art, but the thing about it is what kills me is this little building in Marion. They're just letting it kind of waste away.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's just a little plaque on it. So if you Google it on YouTube, Marion, Virginia, Mountain Dew birthplace, and you'll see this kind of rundown little brick building with all it is a little plaque on it.
Oh.
Of course, I haven't been back in 10 years. It may be torn down. I don't know. Now, what were you going to ask me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're from Virginia. And so I was going to ask you, were you a nerd in school?
Yeah, you would say that, but I was also an athlete. I had the ability to basically play on the same level as the high school jocks. Something about high school jocks didn't really set with me. And I guess that was kind of like where later in life, through some of the friends I grew up with, I found the Grateful Dead and the hippie lifestyle. But I guess you would say I incorporated it into who I am. So I guess would say I'm a defender of the weak or the people who don't have voices.
Right.
So sometimes I get really outwardly excited about my beliefs and stuff. And so people think that take it the wrong way, but I'm always here to defend the little guy. I'm always here to put their stuff out there so that more, like we had a guy on drone therapy just last week. He's one of the best new up and coming FPV pilots I've seen in a long time. And he's hilarious. Brian Gibbs, and he calls himself the Quad Father. Of course, I know there's a,
yeah, I know there's a little bit of that. Yeah.
He's a funny kid, and he starts all his videos out with a little bit of a joke and everything. And he's a really, really, really good pilot. Some of the stuff I've learned about FPV pilots, I've learned from him and Nemo, a guy who's been on the show a lot with me here lately, because he started out doing camera drones and stuff and then went into FPV. And as always, John Coopy's always kind of been a guy riding my side, and he's always up on all the toy stuff. Right. He's always up on all the FPV stuff. He still plays a little bit around with the camera stuff. And so it's kind of a unique blend. We can all play off of each other. And the great thing about it is, just like it is now, it's a cool place to hang out and just talk about drones, because we all love flying them, no matter what they are. Oh, what am I saying?
What was your first computer?
Wait. I'm sorry. Oh. Yes, Dan, I'm sorry. You're the defender of the week too. But if you were here earlier, you would hear that I gave you credit for me getting into drones so much to begin with. But when all reality, actually what it was this guy worked at the old fish plant, got a Phantom 4, and I saw a video, and that was it. I was toast. Okay. But Dan was who led me towards the Hudson and stuff. No, I wouldn't say dark side, but to defend the
droner side.
Yeah, exactly. That because we need to worry about keeping the space for everybody, and Dan just is sometimes even more excited and outspoken than me, and it's just something that I've known Dan for a while now, and I just know that's how he is. But I know that if I needed a kidney and his matched, he'd give me one. That's the thing. He might be mad at me and call me everything in the naughty boy book, but if I needed a kidney and he matched, he'd give me one. I know that. So it's never, and so that's what I'm talking about. There's too much of that going on, man. There's nobody bad in the drone community. Nobody. That's right. Nobody. There's not a bad guy. There's not one guy that's more important than the other one. There's not one that's going to be more influential than the other one. But the single fact is, every man and woman that flies a drone loves to fly a drone. And that's what we all have in common, the love of flying, period. And we keep losing sight of that with these, like you were talking about earlier with the cliques and stuff. And I was bringing up the little factions and stuff. We need to get rid of all this and be one. We'd have so much more fun. And if we were all in a field and we all had charged batteries, we would all fly.
There you go.
There wouldn't be any griping. There wouldn't be any arguing. Everybody'd have a grin a mile wide on their face, and they'd be in the air. And so that's. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What brought you to Washington?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. My wife is Filipino.
Oh.
And here's another unique part of the story. I originally was in Virginia. I had was with my mother until she passed away. She had poor health. My father had poor health. I was with him till he passed away. Then some family members said, "Hey, why don't you don't have anything holding you here anymore. Why don't you go with us? We're going to move to Georgia." So I pulled up everything, loaded up a few things in a box, and went with them to just outside Atlanta, Georgia, a place called Lawrenceville. Okay. So then I ended up working in a textile factory, going into the city at 4:00 in the morning to deliver linens to pretty much every hip hop restaurant in the city. So that was kind of cool because I got to hang out with this really cool guy named Leroy. But then, yes, you're asking me if I was a nerd in school. This will be a dead giveaway. I got fascinated with Twilight.
Oh,
yes, the book series about the shimmering vampires and the werewolves. And I wanted to move to Washington State. Okay, so my family, we were talking about this, that, and the other. We were going to start a restaurant. We were going to do this. We were going to do that. Bazillion different ideas.
Right.
And here I am at 40 years old, finally adventuring out in life and not really having. And I met my wife online.
Oh,
and we talked for 6, 8, 10 months, maybe.
Right.
Got to know each other well, became Facebook friends, Skyped a lot, talked on the phone a lot. And we thought we were going to start over in Georgia.
Right.
So she picked up, came to Georgia. It was a rough fit with my family. So we decided, well, what are we going to do? She called her previous employers. They said, "Hey, we would love you to come back."
Right.
So she came back. I came back with her, and the rest is history.
Cool.
And a little bit further, we actually own that business now.
Oh, cool. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And my wife is a tribute to every Filipina and would be a tribute to Joe Coy because every Filipino is either a doctor or a nurse.
That's
and my
right.
wife is in the caregiving field. So that's what we do. So, I'm looking back over. I can see a bunch of talking. Mike, hey, glad to see you, Mike.
Welcome to the show.
Roosevelt's in the house too. Yeah, all Roosevelt's in the house too. Did you see Roosevelt?
Oh,
he was clapping up earlier, and then Mike was saying hi. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, are you gonna go to Spin Up?
I am working on it. I really want to go, and I'm a blue collar worker, and pretty much what I gotta do is I've got rent to pay here, I've got car maintenance, I've got this, that, and it's like rubbing two pennies together to try to save up, and I really
You're like me. I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for plastic, and so I wouldn't go any further. What are you eating?
Candy.
It's candy?
Yeah.
From where?
From Frog Go.
Oh, what? Heather's home?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I was like, is this a candy? Look.
This is candy.
Oh, okay.
From Prague.
Oh, nice. Well,
okay.
Send some of that to me.
It's got like chocolate and nuts in it.
Oh.
But look at it. See? Look at it. It looks like it's like metal balls.
Right. Well, I like chocolate too, and I have a candy exchange program, or give me candy program, And so send it to this address.
See this thing running in with this bag, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Why didn't you show me a bag full of ball bearings?"
Yeah, but that's what.
And she's like, "It's candy," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And it's from Prague.
Cool.
So apparently they just bought it like a day ago.
Okay. Yeah, so I was in the Philippines a couple years ago. I was engaged to a Filipina. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but I've got another Filipina girlfriend, and she lives in Zamboanga del Norte, which is down on the island of Mindanao.
I'm glad you know where you're going because I don't have a clue. And my wife, I've been married to a Filipino for almost 10 years. I don't have a clue. So I'm going to be like following around behind her going, "He looks scary, baby. Can I stand behind you?"
Well, you'll love Manila. It is a big, big city, and it's right on Manila Bay. A lot of history there. Go to Intramuros. Go check that out. Go to Makati. Go down McKinley Boulevard. You'll see Marco's house. She's got a house there. You'll go by Manny Pacquiao's house. And I think the Prince of Brunei has a house on that street. Yeah, so it's a huge city. Makati is like it's their financial district. It's really growing. It's a lot of new buildings going up there. It's a beautiful place. My ex-fiance lives in General Trias in Cavite, which is a province that's south of Manila. And that's where Greg Kunert's wife, they have some property in Cavite. So he's
It's like I said, I've had to. I'm sorry that I actually ate while I was on your show, Art. But these things are really, really good.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was laughing at some of the stuff that was being typed in, but Mikey B was saying he thinks I'm a lot louder than you, like maybe 3 times louder than you.
Oh.
But my mic, I swear to you, Mike, my microphone is a good 2 feet away from my mouth.
My mic is right here.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is. Mitch!
Oh, Mitch is here? All right. Oh, old guy in a drone. Okay. Okay, so all right, Dan, I'll put the mic a little close. How's that? Is that better?
But that was funny though. Can we show that? Yeah, that was that was funny. But good to see you, Mitch. But no, I'm going back to spin up.
Right.
The only reason I'm getting this is because I'm going to be able to pay it on time.
Right.
And spin up is, you got to book the tickets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, it would cost me like $2,500 to go.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
because you're taking the fam down there, and
no, I'm talking about just for me.
Just for you
to fly. Yeah, just for me to fly from Seattle to Texas.
Right.
Is like $650 round trip.
Woo.
And then you figure lodging. Lodging, and okay, the place that we're gonna have the event's gonna be at's like another 25 miles outside of the city, so I'm gonna have to rent a car.
Right.
So then the lodging too. So I mean, but the thing about it is once you get there, he's got you covered for the meals and all that stuff. So it's a good deal once you get to the event. But before you get there, it's pretty pricey.
Yeah, it is. And if you do decide to go, maybe we could work it out where we could split a hotel or something. And
Oh yeah, that
and,
that would that would be great with me. I'm just but the biggest thing that's killing me is that flight ticket.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because it's and anybody that's flown on a plane recently, they've put every possible seat they can put on a plane now. So you're flying like this unless
Yeah,
you're in first class.
yeah, especially if you fly Frontier. Oh boy, you're almost elbow to elbow on Frontier.
Well, when we flew to Hawaii, we were kind of in the little middle section, and I swear to you, I was like, if it hadn't have been the fact that my daughter was sitting next to me, I
Right.
would have, I wouldn't have had anywhere to relax because I would have just been like this,
Oh boy.
you know, pressing the little TV screen, trying
Right.
to sleep
There you
like
go.
this,
Well,
and then,
the good
but go
thing
ahead.
for you about living in Washington, your airline ticket to the Philippines will be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's cheaper for me to go to the Philippines than it is to go to Texas, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my wife sent me that the other day. I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, it's cheaper for me to fly 18 hours to the Philippines than it is for me to fly 6 hours to Texas. Come
Right.
on, man.
Well, what's good for you, you could actually fly Korean Air from Seattle to Seoul, and then fly from Seoul down to Manila. And
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry, but
even
Dan's
think
being.
I think yeah, Anna, which is the Japanese airline. I think they have direct flights from Seattle down to well, they go from Seattle to Tokyo and then Tokyo down.
Brian's in the house. Quadfather FPV, the guy I was telling
Oh,
you about was on our
cool.
show.
All
He's in the
right.
house right now. He said, well, hello, guys. See him. He's right there. He just popped up and said, hey to everybody. Dan's making a lot of jokes. He says he can hear you better now. He thinks that, and he
Oh,
thinks that,
good.
that everybody else can hear you better now. So he's happier with that. Wait a minute. Something's wrong.
Oh yeah,
What did Mikey do?
Mike is mad at Dan, so I don't know what's going on. Children, play
Oh,
nicely.
okay. No, it's not that. I think they were wanting to go do a stream or something. And
Oh, okay.
Mike's got to do the family thing, and
I
Dan knows when the other half says you got to do the family thing, you do the family thing. Because there's only so many springs in the couch you can deal with.
Yep, that's right. That's
Once then you say, honey, we got to get a new couch. And she said, no, you got to listen.
there you go.
But otherwise, you just going to keep feeling them springs. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. He's saying he can hear everybody fine. There's not an issue.
Okay.
And Daddy at 13, did you collar him out? Is there somebody say, if we haven't mentioned your name, say my name, say my name.
All right, Daddy at 13, Mikey Me, Drone Worship, Mitch from Old Guy in the Drone. Welcome to the show. Yeah, cool. We got an eclectic but growing crowd out there, so I thank you guys.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. I still haven't eaten dinner, and that's what my wife was hollering at me out a minute ago when she was like, hey, come here. And I was like, she's like, do you want goulash? And I was like, no lash.
Oh, I just made some the other night, and it's
well, it's one of them things I'm just not in the mood for. I don't know. I'm thinking one of them mega meal Salisbury and steak dinners.
There you go. There you go.
6 minutes, 3 patties, gravy, and mashed potatoes. Because maybe that was part of the problem of spending my life as a bachelor for 40 plus years.
Yeah.
I really knew what TV dinners were the best ones to get for the microwave.
Yep, and Michael Enos, cheap and
Yeah, and they got new ones out, man. Chicken and dumplings. Have you seen that?
Oh no,
They're
I haven't seen.
Yeah,
those.
I'm telling you, and it's good.
Oh,
It's
cool.
really, really good. That's something and that's something that's really cool too. When you have an economical wife, is you figure out like before, like I was making a joke about being single. You knew which TV dinners were the best. Well, my wife knows how to combine stuff with said TV dinners to make it even better.
Awesome. Has she
'Cause
made you any Filipino dishes yet?
Yes, my favorite is palabok.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
I
my
have.
That's my overall favorite. I love lumpia.
Oh,
I could eat
love
lumpia
lumpia.
till it
Yeah.
rolls out my ears. My daughter-in-law makes my favorite dessert, mango float.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
Oh, it's unreal.
Oh,
I was like, oh, and
have you?
she made the yeah she hadn't she didn't she uses they use like Nestle cream and graham crackers and like whipped cream and fresh cut mangoes, like maybe
Send
some
me
mango
some.
syrup.
You have my
Yeah,
address.
exactly, man.
Have you
So
tried Turon yet?
does not ringing a bell.
Okay,
Something
it's like a
there's
lumpia, but it's got banana and jackfruit in it.
I may have eaten that at one of the gatherings and just didn't know it, but I think so.
Oh,
I
those
think
are
so.
good. I
Because you
went
know
out.
how it is, like when they have a birthday party or a
Right.
wedding or something, like 9 million people show up and there's enough food to feed probably the entire planet.
Yeah.
So
Have you tried?
and then when they're leaving, and they're like, wait, here, take the 4 bags of food home with you.
There you go. Have
And
you
you're like,
tried-
okay, sure.
Have you tried Halo?
Yes, very good, very good.
I haven't tried that yet. I want to try. I've had pancit. I learned how to make torta talong. That is really good.
What? Hang on. I think she's upstairs. Wait a minute, baby. I feel weird hollering at her. I'm trying to remember. There's this stuff that my sons have been getting her to make here recently. That's really, really good, and I can't remember because. And there's a particular vegetable that she has to have, and it's only in season here like once or twice a year.
Wow.
And I can't remember what. Oh, Chris Hope. Hey, Chris Hope's in the house.
Hey, welcome.
I happened to look over and see Thomas was saying, Chris Hope, buddy, hi, how are you? And I looked up and I saw Chris was in the room.
Okay.
So we've had a really big bunch flowing in and out tonight.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so what have you been doing besides just flying the Mavic Air? Have you been doing anything else drone wise? Just the fishing channel? What else?
Well, I went fishing earlier today, and I caught a nice carp out at the local lake here. That's one of the specialties about my channel. It's catfish and carp, and my catchphrase is carp and cats is where it's at.
Yeah, there you go. You should make you a T-shirt with a 2-headed fish. One head be a carp, one head be a catfish.
There you go. That's a good idea. And I've got my little Tello right here that I gotta get charged up and fly this, and then I've gotta fly my parrot swing. I've had this since Christmas, and I've only taken it up a short time, but I want to get out there and really try it out and do a video on it as well. And then I'm going to do a product review on this smooth cue that I just got.
Yeah, that's going to be. I would like to see that myself too, because every review that I've seen, otherwise, it's been a pretty good piece of machinery. Dan was getting all upset that we weren't paying attention to the chat enough. I thought since I noticed Chris jumped in, that was good. But Dan wants to ask everyone about the DJI Storm.
Oh yeah, that's the big. It's kind of like the Matrice that has the
On steroids. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger drone.
Right. It's got the really fancy camera on it, and I believe it has its own. It's got a computer on it, so it could be semi-autonomous there, which was cool. But you can't buy it, from what I understand, is you can only rent it because it's
It's
so
just a super massive bird that you
right,
can put a lot of intelligent payload to do
right,
all kinds of different testing with. Like you were saying, you can put a humongous, television movie camera on it. You
right.
could put a lot of atmospheric testing equipment on it.
Hmm.
It's built to withstand a lot. It's built to, I think it can even fly in like 80 or 90-mile-an-hour winds. I mean,
Wow.
it's a stout bird, but it's been Dan, hasn't it been around for a while? I was thinking it's been around for a few years. It's just like you were saying, Art. It's so difficult to get to use that maybe that's it. Maybe that's why you don't hear about it as much.
Right, right, right. Hmm.
Drone you can never own, and you can hire an entire team to operate it, including a bus driver.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Well, so yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's a huge bird too.
Hmm.
Okay, but you're making it hard, Dan. You're making it hard for us to like wait on your chat and then try to look back at the camera and say, "This is what Dan said," and then look back and wait for your chat. Okay, I'm waiting. Da, na, na, na.
Oh,
What do you want to talk about, Art?
Chris Hope, thanks for stopping by. You have a great evening.
Oh,
And
so I guess he's saying that his little one has a softball game starting,
right.
or does he have a softball game start? Old men are allowed to play softball too. I was just clarifying. Anyway,
Yeah.
either way, good luck. Hope you win.
That's right. Yeah, I did that for 11 years. I was on the handicap softball team. A lot of fun.
Oh, okay. So he was clarifying what he was saying, like you were talking about, where you rent the drone. But when you rent the drone, another reason it's so expensive is you have to rent the team that goes with it because they're the only ones that know how to operate it.
Right, right. Hmm.
So, I can see that. But yeah, really, what would you use it for? What would you use something like that for? It would have to be something in the movie industry, I guess.
Yeah, movie industry, storm chasing. If it could
Yeah.
withstand high winds,
But the
that,
thing about it is who's going to pay that kind of money
yeah,
to chase storm?
and then if it crashes, well, there you go.
Well, yeah. How much are you going to have to pay out because it crashed while you were
Yeah,
doing
that's
something with
right.
it? Well, he signed the waiver. Okay, push it forward. Well, it's going down. You do realize this costs us $1.4 million. Pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. Anyway.
Well,
I can fly, hold my beer. There you go. That's what Quadfather FPV said. So it takes 4 people to pilot it with separate transmitters, 2 people running the autonomous abilities. Well, that kind of seems redundant. 2 people running the autonomous abilities? What's wrong with this picture here?
Well, my next big drone project that I'm going to be working on will be in a couple weeks, a week and a half actually. I am going to a little town here in southeast Colorado, a little town of Grenada, Colorado. And just outside the town is a former Japanese internment camp. And I'm going to fly my drone around. There's remnants of the camp there. There's a replica of one of the barracks and a guard tower. And the water tower is still standing there. So I'm going to do kind of a historical video about that. I may chop it up into segments depending on how long this video goes.
Yeah.
That's
a very cool thing, though.
Shoot a lot of what I call B-roll and incorporate that together. And I think, I was down there last year. A friend of mine has a ranch nearby, and I thought, wow, this would be a cool place to fly a drone around, kind of give people the history of this location here. And plus, then I go to my friend's ranch, and he's got a pond there that's stocked with huge bass, and do my fishing channel stuff there too. So I could kill two birds with one stone.
Well, that's super cool. I really, because I love history myself. See, that was yours. That's another dead giveaway. That was, I won a scholastic letter for history in high school. So I was a big history nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Brian was saying, I think, were you talking about the device that Dan was talking about? Yeah, he was talking about where you were talking about flying at that internment camp and doing what you're going to do. From your point of view, that would be really, really cool. You know, maybe you could shoot some of it in black and white, kind of try to make it seem like it went back in the day.
Right.
Like maybe if you could fly around the tower, maybe in black and white or something.
Using this little puppy too, and get some kind of do some narration, and then I'll do some ground footage. You know, I'll wear either a head cam, or maybe I'll figure out how to carry this around and go around. And
I'm sorry, but okay. Parks and Tech was talking about how nice it was to fly in historic spots when you were permitted, and that was going to be a very cool video. And Mikey B said he was going to start a GoFundMe to hire you a butler to keep the mic in front of you so that it wouldn't keep moving away. That's why I lost it while I was talking to you. Because I have to look over. Hey, wait a minute. Super cute baby squirrel in the what? I'm going to punch a super cute baby squirrel in the face if you don't move the microphone closer to your mouth in the next 10 seconds.
All right. How's that?
What's the I know. Bico Express.
What?
Is the new dish that I like a lot. Because my sons are hooked on it. Bico, have you ever had Bico? What's the fruit that you, or the vegetable for Bico?
I don't know.
Oh, she forgot to.
Cigarillas.
Cigarillas.
Oh, okay.
Cigarillas at money.
Well, he was talking about where his new girlfriend lives, but she doesn't live in the same place that we're going. He said, "Where are we going?" I said, "Probably Manila." And then,
Manila.
But I didn't know what exactly. Malate.
Okay.
Malate.
Okay.
So that tells you more.
Baby, where is the saw for the plastic? I need to cut the paper.
Saw for the plastic.
You said you buy a saw for plastic and for steel.
Apparently, I'm getting to honeydews, and we're almost at the top of the hour.
Okay.
so not that I mean, I had a blast. Don't get me wrong, but she's over here like asking me questions, and I'm like, I'm torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool.
Well, tell her to make me some lumpia and send it here.
Oh, baby. He said for you to make him some lumpia and send it to Colorado.
How?
She said, how? No, we'll send you balut instead.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get Ken to try that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to. Have you sent him any?
No, but he's tried the Vegemite and he hates it.
Oh, well, you know Balut's 10 times. I'm not, because they keep every time. Hey, Mel's in the house. What's up, Mel?
Oh, all right. Mel is here. Great.
But every time they'll bring it up to me and they'll be like, yeah, you want to eat Balut? And I'm like, hard-boiled chicken? Nope.
Yeah, I would have to have a lot of cans of Red Horse or San Miguel.
I don't even think if I was drunk I'd do it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it happening, man. The minute you break it open and it's like looking at you, I'd be like,
yeah, I know.
She's out there going, you just put vinegar and salt on it.
Yeah.
No. But
well, there's another YouTube channel that I follow. It's the Yuri and Bruce show, and what they do is she's a Filipina, she's from Cebu, and they live here in Colorado, and they do a show about how to set up how to get your K1 visa, your fiance visa, a CR1 visa, and they've been really helpful to me to get a visa going, and I got to be good friends with them, and they did the Blue Challenge. I'm like, oh, you got the Osmo Pocket too, awesome. Did you see Ken's video where he had the Osmo Pocket, the Osmo Action, the GoPro 7, and a GoPro Session, and he strapped it on his Phantom 4 Pro.
Oh, whoa. No, I didn't see that one. But I sold my Spark to buy this. And I wish I hadn't sold my Spark.
He nearly lost all the cameras because, he put it on his Inspire.
Inspire, yeah, I did hear about that.
The lights started to go up, that thing that was holding it on, it started to come out. And
yeah, I did. They were telling me about it. I haven't seen it. All right, Mitch. Glad you came in. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks for stopping by. Audio Wizard, welcome to the show. And Mel.
Yeah, Mel's been hanging out with us for a little while.
Cool.
And Dan says he loves a good latte from Starbucks. If it's made properly, that new cloud caramel macchiato is awesome.
Cool.
Because there's enough coffee in it to wake a dead horse.
Well,
and it tastes really good too.
Bill, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. I know you got a lot of things to do, and so go enjoy yourself. Let's try and work something out on the hotel and renting the car and stuff like that. So
that would be very cool with me. Something else I want to bring up really quick.
Okay.
Before Mel doesn't like Starbucks. Okay. Now I can take you to a really good. Now my favorite coffee here is not from a Starbucks. I got a killer coffee shop I can take you to. It's a white mocha quad shot. Yeah, 4. Cool. And then so there you go. Oh, poison for the brain. I guess he doesn't like coffee.
Oh.
But I don't anyway. But what I was talking about, something do you know what a stream train is?
Stream train.
You don't know? Okay, it's something that's kind of making its way around YouTube. And basically what it is you get a bunch of people together, and hopefully with us, since we're all drone enthusiasts, we could find people from around the world. But my idea was kind of, we could do like maybe even like a telethon thing. We've got all these people in the drone community that are in need and have GoFundMes, and maybe we could get together and we could do a stream train for charity. And what that is you start out on one channel and you go for your normal hour or 2 hours.
Right.
During that time, you talk about your normal drone stuff and everything, and you keep going back to a GoFundMe that would be on a big list of GoFundMes. You would try to get as many people during that hour to support that GoFundMe. Once it would reach its limit, or once you got to the end of your normal show time, you would move on to the next GoFundMe, and you would pass the stream to another channel. So like it would start on my channel, and towards the end of the channel, or towards the end of the show, I would say, and next coming up to continue the stream train would be Artco Drone Solutions. And we would start throwing up the link to your channel that would be going on at the top of the hour to take over the stream. Well, we would keep it going all night long until it finished up where we started. And we would try that. We would try that whole. And we would try that whole time to help out as many people as possible through this stream train. So like I said, for the first couple of hours, you would be working on one GoFundMe. But the thing about it is the people, that were performing or actually putting it on, you would be hoping that people would donate. We wouldn't be in any way or shape or form in control of the money or how it worked or anything like that. We would just kind of bringing it to the forefront, helping them out as much as we could, and getting as many people as we could get their need exposed to as many people as possible. So I just wanted to run that by you and see, like, maybe somewhere in the future we could all get a bunch of people together and we could help some people out. I mean, if we got people with really good health needs and stuff, and we could help them out. And then if we got to where we helped those people out enough, and there was some crazy people out there, I think Roosevelt's trying to get some better equipment and some better gear. We could maybe help those people out too. Maybe we could do something for you, Art. Maybe we could do a send Art to spin up thing. Cool. Who knows? But that's what I'm talking about. The drone community is united more than anybody wants to admit.
Right.
We need to let go of all these petty differences. There's no king of the drone world. There's nobody that, unless you work for DJI in the engineering division, I don't think there's anybody else that knows more about drones than anybody else. Yes, there's some people that might, know about this software or this equipment better, but at the end of the day, we all just love to fly.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I'm grateful for you having me on.
That is a great idea. I will pitch it to several people. Maybe we could get Bill H. from to run it by him and see what he could do.
Oh, did you see Jeff Sills came in too? Jeff Sills. JAS Ariel came in. I just seen him bouncing around, wanted to holler and bring him up. There's somebody we could get involved. Maybe Jeff would be in on this idea, because then he's got Ken's left ear.
That's right. I had Jeff on a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I believe I saw that too. I think Jeff talked about as much as I did, and you just nodded your head.
Well, that's a sign of a good host. That was one of the advice that I got from Greg Cooner. He said, Arthur, maybe you should let the other person talk more.
The biggest thing that I've noticed is that the more you pay attention to your chat, and the more that you let the people in the chat know that you're paying attention to them, the better your show does. Because they're the ones that you're trying to understand while you're so enthusiastic about drones, why you love drones so much. And then at the end of the day, you find out that most of the people who buy drones or can afford to buy the expensive drones are older guys, blue collar guys like us, and not so many of the younger ones that, and you start going, we got a bigger fan club than I thought. And we all, like I said, we all love to fly.
Yep, that's right. That's right. So,
all right, Art, I'll shut up now and let you go.
So, Quadfather, thanks for stopping by. Thomas O'Sullivan, Mike Roach, Jeff, welcome. Audio Wizard, yeah. Everybody, there's a few thumbs up on that idea that you just pitched, Bill. So, yeah, I think that is a really good idea, I think.
Rick Halber just dropped in.
Oh, well, we got to stick around.
I know that.
Tell Rick about your idea you just pitched here. And
I was just talking about, I asked him if anybody had ever heard of a stream train. And basically a stream train is each channel would pass the stream off to somebody else. And, but I thought that we could make it a theme. So you would kind of do it to benefit the drone community. We would have like a drone telethon, and we would get like a big list of these GoFundMes together, and we would try to help as much as we could. And then we would move on throughout the show to different GoFundMes and try to get more input and more benefit for each person, and then maybe towards the end of it that we would do some of the crazier stuff and, maybe benefit people by getting them, like send Art to spin up or help Roosevelt get new gear, something like that. But the whole purpose would be to have it for at least 24 hours. And then I kind of wanted to start it on drone therapy. and then it would run all the way through to different channels, would pass the stream off, i.e. the stream train, and then just try to get the need out to as many drone enthusiasts as we could. And then maybe they would go back and watch the whole thing, the whole stream train, and we would get that much more help for these people. Plus it would get more exposure for the GoFundMes and the need of these people out there.
Welcome to the show. Better with the Drone is in the house.
I see that now. But anyway, that was my idea, Rick. I have run it by a few people, but something that big is going to take some organization.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to take a while to pull off. So I had been talking to some people that I thought might be interested in the background. They don't seem as interested as I thought.
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of pitching it out here live on your show, Art. Maybe some more people will see it and get interested in it. And please get in touch. You can get in touch with me. Art can get a hold of me just as easily.
Right.
Get in touch with Art. Anybody that wants to help me with it, anybody that wants input in it, that would be great.
Right. All right. So let's see. Boy, we got a lot of people in the house, and so it looks like we're winding down a little bit here. So I want to thank you again for coming on. It's been a pleasure having you, and let's make this happen. So
yes, that sounds great to me. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. It was great to actually let me talk for another hour.
And I will see you on your show Tuesday.
Wednesday. No, that's Bill the Drone Reviewer. I'm on Wednesday.
That's right. Oh.
Yep. And then don't forget now, on Mondays is Ron Brown and Marcus Crawford on Xeno Nation.
Okay.
And then I'm sure, and I think they go on later than Lloyd. Doesn't Lloyd do something on Mondays too?
Yes, he does.
So okay, so I think they go on at like 9 p.m. Eastern, I think. And I think I'm not sure. So I don't want to, try to give a pitch for somebody and step on somebody's toes, but I try to watch everybody that's on whatever given day. So, and if you don't get a chance to watch me on Wednesday, or you don't get the chance to watch Art every Saturday, we always post a replay, so you're welcome to go back and see that.
Okay. Well, you have a great evening and get all your honeydews done, and remember to send some good Filipino food down here. All right.
All right. I will.
All right. Good night, Bill.
Good night.
Catch you next time. Bye-bye.